In September, I tackle running the length of the entire Outer Hebrides, which is 313 kilometres or 200 miles, which is 6 back-to-back ultra marathons over 6 days. It's going to be tough. I've already been out there in the wind.
They're slippy.
The rain, the mud, through injuries.
Do you mean to ease off a little bit?
No, it's good, but fuck me, it hurts.
And it's focusing the mind. I'm doing something really uncomfortable this year, right? I'm absolutely not built like a marathon runner, ultra runner, not even a park 5k runner. This for me is, without doubt, the hardest thing that I've ever attempted to do.
Returning to running after 6 months of injury, I had 9 months of training ahead and 1,500 miles to cover before the big day would arrive. And before I knew it, it was time.
It's 3:30 in the morning. Just getting ready to go to the airport, fly up to Glasgow, then make the trip up to the Outer Hebrides. I guess the journey all begins right now.
As you can see, I'm fully loaded and just walking up to the hotel in a beautiful location. And yeah, whilst I'm carrying all this now, it'll be an interesting exercise carrying it after I've done a week of running. So we shall see.
So I've arrived in Tyndrum, checked into the hotel, and it's mid-afternoon. The weather's starting to look a little bit ropey. I was told by an old Scottish gentleman on the coach on the way out from Glasgow Airport that there is a storm brewing that should be hitting tonight and lasting 24 to 36 hours. By storm, they mean 70 mile an hour winds. And that's, yeah, we're meant to be travelling over to the Hebrides tomorrow lunchtime, but I'm not sure if the crossing will be allowed to happen because with winds that high, the sea will just be far too rough, and more often than not, they'll cancel these things. It may be we travel over to the Hebrides later in the day if the winds start to drop, or that we don't travel out until Friday, we lose a chunk of day one. How would I feel if they kind of cut a chunk out of day one? I think not so bad. I think not so bad. Day one, 60k, and there's a big time pressure to make a particular ferry crossing. So, you know, if we can skip the first 25k of it that has to be done under pressure, I wouldn't feel so bad. Look, it would be a shame just to knock off a few from the full 300, but at the end of the day, we're just gonna have to adapt and deal with it as it is. 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds are just gonna be brutal because you're so exposed out there. But you know what? I've said this before, it's not a challenge if it's easy. Challenges are meant to be hard, so yeah, why not? I actually feel all right. I think it's so big, I can't even really think my way through it all. I've just got to deal with it as it comes along, and I'm in a good place. You know, I'm worried about leaving my wife to deal with both her job, a school of children, and our own kids. But she's a warrior, so she's just gonna smash it. It is important, particularly for my kids, that they see me do really difficult things and actually follow a roadmap and a process and be consistent in order to be able to do them. And I think that that's starting to seep in to, you know, I can see it in the kids, I really can. They're taking on bigger challenges, they're working hard, they're getting the results, and often against the odds. And that's what this is about. It's about fighting the odds, you know. Me being me, with my history of injury and the type of sports that I'm built for, I'm certainly not built for this. This is incredibly difficult, and I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't take stuff like this on. This is so far out of my comfort zone. I've put the work in. I've fixed so many problems that I had, from Achilles tears, calf tears, ankle sprains. I'm just walking massive scar tissue and tendonitis, and yet here I am about to do something quite extraordinary. No matter what happens, I feel really good that I know that I've got it in me to go that sort of distance. It's just the unknown, and you know, I can't control that, so I'll just control the things that I can control, which is me. I can't control the weather. I can't control if I miss seeing a rock. I can't control those things. All I can control is just getting myself to the start of each day and following it through as best I can to the finish of each day, and that I know I can do. The rest is up to the trail gods. So I am just getting ready to meet up with the rest of the challengers and the support crew. I'm feeling, I'm not sure actually right now what I'm feeling. I just need to get moving. I think being in a hotel kind of on your own, knowing what's coming next, gives you time to just dwell. I think I'm better because I'm always on the go. I don't get much of a chance just to simply stop, and having stopped for all of yesterday afternoon and last night, and then dinner and breakfast on my own today, just right now it's that build-up of nerves. My hip is giving me a little bit of grief already. I haven't even started yet. I'm kind of hoping that just suddenly disappears. I think now I'm gonna head down and with the team and start to get this show on the road. Having met the challengers and crew, it was a drive up to the port of a barn where we'd catch our ferry across to the Hebrides. An eclectic bunch of runners, all with one thought in mind: how are we going to survive running 200 miles across the following 6 days? I feel like I'm walking the gangway to my doom. Seasickness, and 5 hours later, we finally reached Castle Bay, the southernmost town on the Outer Hebrides.
I'm Robin, I'm the medic.
James, I'm from Sheffield.
It's Siobhan on dry land.
At the end here as well, we have a BBC film crew. So this is our accommodation for the night. As you can see, it's 5-star all the way.
Always.
Have a great view. Yeah, a little bit of a squeeze. So it's just gone 5. Just getting up, having some breakfast, and then
making our way over for a 6:30 running start. Before sunrise, we switched on our GPSs and stepped out into the storm. And after a short safety briefing, our 200-mile journey had begun. The stormy conditions continued through sunrise. And as we approached the foot of the first mountain, the rains came in, making the climbs difficult and the descents treacherous. And of course, there was always the wind.
It's insane! Day one! So, due to ferry crossing times and winds and everything, and me being a bit slow, just been transported forward a few K just so that we don't miss the ferry crossing, because it might be the only one we get today. As you can tell, the weather's interesting. Say hello to Crystal. And we've got Bo behind us. Taking photos of Barrow Beach.
With the first 25k in the bag and the worst of Storm Agnes behind us, we boarded the ferry to cross to the next island. With 35k remaining that day, disaster struck. One of the challengers had slipped off the rocks and shattered her ankle, leaving us with a stark reminder not to take this course lightly. The day pushed on, the weather improving, meeting the locals, and endless trails.
Behind me, he asked if I wanted a lift. So I did the honest thing and thanked him. Carried on. Could have had a lift. Could have had a lift. Should have had a lift.
And at the end of a 60-kilometre day, it was back in the van, back to the accommodation, and ready for day 2.
All tired, got tired legs this morning, I should imagine. Take it easy for the first few K, let your bodies warm up, be kind to your bodies, and then get going once you're a bit warmer and shuffle or jog as you feel. If you're ready,
we made up the time. 12:50.
The start of day 2. We have 58k again to do today. We did 58k yesterday. Slept intermittently. Things were hurting quite a lot. I've got some blistering on those troublesome little toes of mine, which I've got taped now. My Dr. Robin, bringing up the back of the pack with a couple of my friends. Plodding along and seeing how far we get. Feeling a little bit lonely, generally. I'll go through those times of feeling quite out of my depth. And that's me being honest. There's some runners here who are phenomenal.
and what they do. You know, this stuff's gonna make it look too easy. I just don't know how, but I'm here, I'm doing it. Shouldn't be doing it, but I am doing it. Let's just see how things progress as the day goes on. It's a long way to go today. Got a few blisters. Came down quite hard when I fell over. My night was difficult. I managed to sleep okay, sort of on and off. So we're waking up every couple of hours, which isn't great, but body's all over the shop. But you know what? I've made it out here on day 2 after a shockingly difficult day 1, and just doing what I'm doing. One foot in front of the other. Miles and miles of bog. Whee! Fucking bogs. Just lost a shoe in one of the bogs. Managed to retrieve it after a panicky moment. It's a little bit wet. At least I have my shoe. This gigantic hill for it's worth the climb all the way up here. So I guess it's onwards now to getting towards the end of a very long day. You're doing well. It's starting to suffer a bit now, so you might be able to hit. But one foot in front of the other, that's what we're doing. With another 58k in the bag, a battered body and both my shoes, that was the end of day 2. Things were about to change.
We've got today complete, that is Stony Bridge to Langays done. Tomorrow we have had a significant change to our itinerary due to a ferry cancellation. So what we're going to do is we'll set off in the morning, we will run the first 10k of tomorrow's route as planned, not the first 25k, and then we'll be getting 2 ferries. The first one is going to take us from Lochmaddy to Uig over in the Isle of Skye. We're getting on another, well, the same ferry actually, over from Uig to Tarbet. So the next issue we've been dealt with then is that we're arriving about an hour's drive north of where we're originally meant to be landing. In Tarbet, drive you 1 hour back to Loughborough. So we'll be driving you south to let you run that 10k, and then it's unfortunately a 1 hour drive from that finish line in Skarasta to the accommodation in Scaladale.
this was our room. And this was luxury, by the way. Should have seen the first gaff. My God.
So it's day 3. We had some storms through the night, which has meant that the small ferry, apparently the wind is far too high for the small ferry, making it too dangerous to cross. So what that means is we've got to get 2 ferries now. So it's about 5 hours on the ferry today. There was a 10k stretch this morning. We're gonna sort of just adapt. It was meant to be 35k today, which means getting at the other end, driving then across to pick up the Hebridean way again, and probably another, I think, 15. But I think everybody's in good spirits. There's a couple of injuries, suffering from a bit of macerated toes, where my feet have just been constantly wet, and it's yeah, it's really difficult. But you know what? Doing all right. We've still got another 100 miles or so to go. We're pretty much getting towards halfway. Yeah, but it's a long way. But the people here are brilliant. They're excellent runners. I have to say, I am way out of my league compared to some of these guys. They're absolute machines, but they're lovely people. And bless, they're encouraging me every step of the way. Onwards. At least the sun's shining for a change. For now, anyway.
With a short 10k taking us to the port of Lochmaddy, it was a journey on a ferry across to Uig on the Isle of Skye, and then from Uig up to Tarbert on the Isle of Harris, and then the drive back down to Leverborough in order to finish 15k. This left us doing what we do best, which was rest, catch up on social media and eat.
We've just come into Skye, a couple of hours on the ferry over from Benbecula, and now we're on the same ferry and we're going back to the Isle of Harris. Everybody's just taking the opportunity to chill out, refuel and tape up, pop blisters and stretch off. My massage gun seems to be going down a hit as well. So the few casualties along the way. Knee problems, ankle problems, shin splints. We've only really done a couple of days. We've done 135k, so we'll have done 150k by the end of the day. It's not easy. It's far from easy, in fact. You know, we're plodding away, keeping going and surviving, just one step at a time. That's all you can do. You go through patches where you're feeling on your own. I think as well, because I'm not a club runner, this isn't my world. The rest of these guys all, you know, they've run for decades and they've competed for decades, so you know that you can see they're a different breed of person, and part of you can at times feel like you're a bit of a fraud, but that's my own inadequacies and insecurities speaking, and I don't know, you just get on, think less about what anybody else is doing and just concentrate on what I'm doing, which is running 300k, taking my time and trying to survive as much of it as possible. I've already gone further than I've ever gone before, across terrain which can only be it's really difficult to describe, and even the video doesn't do it justice. It is when you are literally knee deep for miles and miles and miles in bog. It just, yeah, you're just fighting with every step. At that point you've still got another 120, 130 miles to go. I'm still standing, which is a bit of a miracle, to be fair. It is something else, but you know what, I'm not feeling too bad about myself right now. So what you're telling me is that because we're just missing that little bit out, it's cheating.
Well, you're confident you have to get finished.
You know what, we'll go back and do it just to make sure. Thank you.
The guy's giving us a hard time because of the ferry crossings. We've had to cut out some of the running. It's you've got to love the Scottish people.
After 5 hours of ferries, we arrived in Talbot, and then the short drive down to Leverburgh to complete the final 15 kilometres of that day. And what an extraordinary 15k that was.
As I've said before, there are always sheep. Always. Look at this view. Wow.
I don't know if you guys can hear me over the wind, but this place is incredible. I mean incredible. Brutal, but it's just stunning. Where else would you want to be, right? you literally have to be fucking kidding me. Oh man, fuck. That bastard right there. I've still got 5k to go.
And then the mood changed.
This is, I've got no one to talk to, so I'm talking to myself. Mobile phone doesn't work out here, so I can't even call my wife or my kids. And just for God's sake. Fuck off! Shit, bag. This is just hundreds of miles of this. This is just diabolical. It's quite amazing how you can go from completely elated, feeling just majestic around here, and then all of a sudden be chest deep in a bog and leaving you just feeling defeated. And I've done nearly 150k now, and it's just 150k is bad enough, but I mean, look at me. Just these last few minutes, I'm just suffering, I think. I just want to get last few K done, and then tomorrow's another day and another ultra marathon. This last 10K, it's felt like 40. Wow. Yeah. Right, come on, let's suck it up. Let's go. Just doing the last kilometre of that, and I was just explaining to my man who's run down to meet me that it's life in a 10K, and I'm coming on this. You know, I've never really fit. I don't fit in many places. I've never felt like I'm fully fit at work and throughout school and everything else. And I know my kids feel the same. And actually, I guess I'm doing this to put myself in an environment where I don't fit and still do it anyway. And yeah, that was a big revelation whilst tits deep in a bog.
Exhaustion had got the better of me, exposing all of my self-doubt, laying bare all of the pain and all of the suffering that I was going through. I just needed rest. After 150k and a difficult night of introspection, next up was day 4, Mountain Day. After picking myself up after a very difficult day, it was time to hit the mountains on very tired legs, and the weather did not disappoint.
Halfway up a mountain with my man Bo here. It's a bit gnarly up here. So, right round here, it's all a bit grim right now. There's Bo. Yeah, this is tough. As you can tell by the rain. Been on and off like this all morning. I just gotta pick my spots carefully. But you know what? Big day at the office. Bad. Really bad.
The constant high winds and heavy rain made it very slippery.
So, that happened. you just can't get away from it, I'm afraid. But that's part of the fun. Oh, fuck me. Right.
Through another day of wind and rain and endless view after endless view, day 4 came to a close. 200 kilometres down, 100 more to go. And after food and sleep, next up was day 5. The day we would get to meet the Forever Bog. With battered bodies, but spirits high, we set off for day 5. With road quickly turning to trail and an opportunity for us to enjoy ourselves. The morning saw epic views, wonderful company, and hill after hill after hill.
Finally, something that's not aggressive trail, bog, road, sand, weeds, grass, mountain. No. No, on day 5 we are treated to a boardwalk, which is lovely, and I'm enjoying it. Day 5, and I'm actually, after a good night's sleep, I'm feeling so much better. My sleep's been terrible until last night. Yeah, actually my legs feel okay, enough to run anyway down the trail bits, which is what I really want. Issues with my phone at the moment. I think it got over wet despite being waterproof. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, look at this. How beautiful is that? I'm just slow jogging. I'm now about 205 kilometres, so 95 left through today and tomorrow. I'm feeling good, chatting to a few people. Feeling brighter than I did the other day. I was at quite a low point after getting trapped in a bog for a bit. I am where I am, right? I made my peace with that and just not forcing the issue and really doing my best to take all of this in. It's indescribably beautiful. And you know, there are a good bunch of people that I'm with. I'm here doing my thing and doing what makes me happy. And it's running down a trail like this with rivers, waterfalls, and a hell of a view. Hell of a view.
And as the miles ticked off, road turned to trail, trail turned to mud, and mud turned to bog. Miles and miles and miles of bog.
into a bog. I've really wrenched my hip. I've still got a long way to go, probably another 30k today. It's just miles and miles and miles of bog. It's just getting to me. It's just getting into my head. I'm feeling quite low right about now. Still got a long way to go. I don't know if you can hear me. Trudging along. Managed to find a bit of firm trail. But it's just relentless. It's absolutely relentless. I managed to get a fair bit of running in on the harder trails here, but my battery's low, my camera's not working properly, my iPhone isn't charging for some reason. All in all, I'm pretty hacked off right about now. But just keep going. Oh, you just keep going.
Take hold of me, and you take
Windy again. Look at the view. I did all of that. Tricky, man. Woo! Tricky. Just need to take a moment just to take it all in. These are the reasons why I'm here. My feet are pretty filthy, blistered. The trail's gnarly, but if you can't stop and just take all this in for a minute, then what are you doing? Honestly, gorgeous. Just sinking bog after bog. This isn't, it isn't just 300k, it's 300k of swamp. I'm just feeling just I want to say something. I don't know what to say. Just suffering. It's not a bog. I'm emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel emotional any other day.
Yeah,
Where come from?
that's just because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really, 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 really hard.
Yeah.
It's 200 miles of swamp. Look at that. I did that. I did that. That's not a bad day's work, is it? Thank you. That was hard.
Yeah, man.
That was really hard.
No, I don't need no convincing. What do you think I drove with me?
That was horrible. Worst day of my life. It was horrible. Just a mud puddle.
And having reached the official end of the Hebridean Way, it was on to day 6, our final day.
Day 6, the final 50. Not been sleeping great. Knees hurting a lot. My feet are quite macerated as well, blisters and stuff, but it's the last day. I've made it this far, so I'm going to keep going. It's mixed emotions right now. It's about just gone 5:30 in the morning. Everyone will start getting up in about half an hour. I kind of wake up a bit before so I can just get breakfast and stuff before the mad crush. But yeah, you can probably see I'm probably looking like a bag of spanners right now. Keeping on. Yeah, nearly there. Feeling a bit tender. Yeah, it's I'm ready to go home. I miss my family hugely. Bless, my little boy sent me a text, put a smile on my face, and brought a tear to my eye, just told me he loved me. I love you too, Alex, by the way. And yeah, it's been a journey. There's a lot of busted up bodies hobbling around, and I think I'm just gonna get my head down and knock out as much of this last 50 as I can. I guess I'll see you on the other side. Amen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, so let's go and complete this final day. Let's go and complete Charles Ultra. It's 3, 2, 1, go!
With over 250k run, people were starting to suffer. And as in previous days, the roads quickly disappeared, turning to trail, which then began to disappear entirely. Wildly uneven underfoot and littered with boulders as far as the eye could see was a 20k stretch much of which had no path to follow.
Probably got about 10k to go. I'm going to try not to get murdered in that hut.
By this point, I was hurting badly. So much so that all I could do was run through it. Because if I'd walked, I would have had to have stopped. My hip, my knee, and my Achilles were on fire. All I could do was keep going.
Stop it, buddy. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping.
Hey, good boy. Keep going.
Cheers. Well, if you're watching this, kids, I've done it. And I've been thinking about you all and you, Sam, putting up with me through all this training, through the aches, the frustrations, and I know you, darling, you did so much to pick up when I was out, just organising everything at home. Thank you. Thank you for this. I'm just a bit emotional. And my training buddy Graham. Graham, you got me into this mess to begin with. So, thank you for that. And this puddle's for you. Sam, love you, babe. And I'll see you soon. It didn't kill me. Almost. Last few miles, it has to rain. It wouldn't have been the Hebrides without it. Oh fuck. Man, I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm so tired. I missed my turn-in. But you know what? That's alright. I started this journey on my own. Back of the pack. Just left behind. And just as I started, I'm going to finish this shortly on my own. For you kids, to show you that your dad and you can take on some really difficult things and go such a long way. So, yeah, if I can do this, then you can do this. Because this is by far and away most difficult thing I've ever done. My journey for now, is about to end. It's been a journey for sure. Graham will ask me, and I know you will, Graham, would I do this again? I'm going to say no, but never say never. Sorry, Sam.
And finally, after 6 days, the lighthouse came into sight, marking the very end of our 300 kilometres journey by foot along the length of the Outer Hebrides. It was a miracle I was still standing, let alone running, the last few hundred yards up to the finishing line. And limping very heavily along the way. Eternally grateful to every one of the crew that looked after us for the week and got each of us across the finishing line. We took the opportunity to dance around, catch up with new friends, and celebrate the epic achievement we had all just completed. And before leaving, the guys from the BBC who had been following and filming us all week wanted to leave a message for my kids.
Filming your father doing this ultra marathon. It's been very, very kind with us. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. It's very windy here, I don't know if you can even hear us, but
very windy, very wet, and we've had the luxury of being able to pack up into the car and drive from place to place, but your dad hasn't, so he's been real trooper and he's just came in and celebrate again. So well done to him.
You should be very proud of what you've achieved over the last week or so.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And after a good night's sleep and a night of celebrations, we began to make our way home. Battered, bruised, but happy. For some of us, we'd done the unthinkable. For others, it was the next step onto something even bigger. With genuine affection, we said goodbye to new friends, people who had supported one another throughout this extraordinary adventure. All of us grateful for the crew which had looked after us so much throughout the entire journey. And what a journey it was. Starting all those months ago, through the preparation and the recovery, through the sunshine, through the long hours alone, running with friends, dealing with the pain, endless miles, biblical rain. The ups, the downs, the drama and the beauty. The victories and solitude. Would I do something like this again? You bet your ass I would.